Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's so nice outside, I think. Yeah, it is. That you probably go like your 5-year-old goes, I wants to be outside. I know there's at least two of you I can see. As soon as they said 5 years old, you were already running outside. But stay on your seat. You can go out later. The sunshine will be there. Yes, you, sunshine. You know who you are. Anyway, it is Sunday morning. Is this Palm Sunday? Is this Palm Sunday in the Judeo-Christian tradition? I am not sure. Not Easter yet. I know it's not Easter, but it may be Palm Sunday. I don't remember. But anyway, as I was talking to another colleague, this is why this was in my mind. We're talking about the prophet Ishua. So you might say, who is the prophet Ishua? The Ishua, or the prophet Isis, is recorded to have traveled in India, Kashmir. Even there's records of Ishua in Tibetan records, writings. So Ishua is the prophet of Jesus Christ. Or sometimes it's in India, so the avatar. All is a manifestation of Brahma. Even Buddha is manifestation of Brahma in the Indian tradition. So today we have a lot of work to do. We'll see if we can get everything in. So don't talk too much, even though just a little bit. But once again, I hope everyone is well, that infinite possibilities are unfolding for you every day. Oh, we have to give congratulations to Master Z, at least unless I was reading wrong or informed wrong, but I think he was recognized for his artistry, which we have all known for quite some time. He should win many, many, many awards. And although his original work that I have, I'm going to put it away for the next, hopefully 20 years. So when he's so famous and dressed quite fancy on some, maybe he'll be featured at the Guggenheim Museum. Yes, at the Guggenheim Museum, or the Museum of Modern Art. Or perhaps his work will be shown in Barcelona or in Lisbon. But or in his own home country, he'll be recognized as an innovative artist. So we'll call him Neo-Picasso. Yeah, a Neo-Picasso, because I do see elements of Cubism and a hint of Dali, a hint of Dali, and obviously how he uses seemingly monotone colors, but not exactly in shapes that are sort of surreal and dreamlike. I hope I'm interpreting your work, and that is what you're getting across as an artist. Obviously, for my teachers, we when I was in high school, I had a teacher named Mr. Farangeli, and we worked on composition and construction of a piece of work. And then when I was playing more music, then again, I had the concept of composition. How does a piece of art come together? In the same way, the structure of the composition of Dharma, is it not also the artistry? And if that case, the composition of our life. And these days, the deconstruction of our life. So I hope you are involving every day in the composition of your life. And then as my dance teacher, ballet teacher, Senor Salvador, he would put his hand to his hand and pull his eye down. And he says, when you look at the dancer, when you look at art, you must have an eye. You must have the eye to see. But it is not an eye of judgment. It's the eye that is able to appreciate. So a lot of these things I'm sort of telling myself, suspend judgment for today. Have an appreciation, as I was sitting, an appreciation of your life today. And a composition where you're constructing an atmosphere of peace and happiness even in this traumatic, challenging times, every day seeking to have just a moment of peace, a moment of happiness. Then if I write a message to you, sometimes I may go, blessings of infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities. Again, now we're talking Dharma and quantum theory. Buddha is said to, Buddha, but also Guru Rinpoche was said to be a great theoretical physicist, talking about time and space and quantum realities. But let's not go down that road, because then I'm talking way too much. Take a deep breath in this morning, please. Breathing out as we rest onto our seat. Resting upon our seat, all that has passed falls away. And all of that might come, we don't embrace. And even this present moment now, in which we seem to exist like a dream, we let go. Do not hold on. Do not have expectations. Do not analyze. A moment of peace, a moment of freedom, a moment of being. Being Bodhisattva, not becoming Bodhisattva. Being Bodhisattva. Breathe in. Breathing out. And already in this morning, probably our focus is we prepare ourselves for Puja. Maybe did you think about those who were not able to even move this morning? And before the day is out, movement will be strained and drained from their form, and their bodies will become lifeless and their consciousness gone. Do we think about them, all of the suffering and all of the realms of existence? Even now, when I say most precious teacher, please think of me, and then sentient beings, and I go back and forth, try to have you understand my warped thinking. If sentient beings are numberless, without number, then therefore they must be infinite. And even though they are infinite and we engage in practice to liberate all sentient beings from the samsaric existence, it's like Chenrezig Druknarandro discovered. In the moment that you initiate that thought, then perhaps they are liberated. And in that moment they are liberated, samsara is completely filled up again. Why? Because the number of sentient beings are infinite. But even though empty, full, endlessly going on seems futile, but the Bodhisattva does not engage in futility. Immeasurable loving kindness and compassion, immeasurable joyousness, immeasurable then equanimity or impartiality. Doesn't matter, empty, full, how many times, we have no concern about that. The function of the Bodhisattva, which is you, is to immeasurably, endlessly engage in the bringing about the liberation of all sentient beings, as you engage in bringing about the liberation of yourself for the benefit of all sentient beings. So the Buddhist teachings in Dharma is very, its composition is quantum. Its composition is sort of mathematical genius. And when you start looking at the conceptual base and how they dovetail back and forth. So as I was saying, did you think of one other sentient being today? Maybe someone texted you today, reached out to you today, who needed to hear from you today. Or before the day is concluded, you will contact them and go, my dear, as my friend in Cologne, Germany would say, my dear, how are you doing today? I hope there's peace and harmony and happiness as you go your way. I hope these same things are for you also. Take a breath in, please. Breathe out and just sit for a moment. Appreciate, oh, I am here once again. It's marvelous. It's miracle. Don't you think you breathe out, you breathe in? How did that occur? From what vantage point and when? I breathe in and I breathe out. Oh, the precious life force, my wind. Rest your mind. So this morning, looking quickly at my chain vice, shackled, meaning you're mobile. If you were in Europe, you would say, oh, my mobile. Maybe in China, they will say mobile. Here, we say cell phone. Too many words. So on my mobile, who did I see this morning? My great master, Toko Urgyen Rinpoche. So no time, maybe I will read through it today, decipher it and see. Was I there when he spoke those words? More than likely. But he speaks of aspiration. Aspiration, part one, aspiration, part two. When I look at the picture, I know exactly where it was taken because I have sat right there at that space. But the aspiration, that word, to aspire, to aspire, it's an interesting word. I don't know your linguistics, you can tell me the base. To be inspired is one word, but to aspire, that which is going, you want to reach for it as opposed to take it in. So what is it that we're reaching for? We're reaching for to recognize the enlightened quality that lies within each and every sentient being. From the attitude of the bodhicitta, the enlightened mind, bodhi, enlightened citta, mind. So the enlightened mind that engages in its efforts to be of benefit to all sentient beings. This is my aspiration. So in the development of bodhicitta, there's two aspects. There's the inspiration or aspiration, and there's the application. There's two things. We must have both. You can have the aspiration. Oh, I want to go to London. I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to Lisbon, etc. And you dream and you dream. You aspire, but you never take the ride. You never rise and go until you engage in doing all the necessary things for that endeavor to come about. When you're actually doing, many times, seeing on the plane or seeing Mount Everest or seeing Kathmandu or seeing Lisbon or all these wonderful places in the world. And then you think, oh, I'm arriving. I did it. I'm here. Application. So in what way, I should say, will you be inspired to aspire, right? To engage in the application to require. So I hope you, again, all my teachers, they spoke such impeccable English, and who knows, 5 or 6 other languages that they spoke also. So they use language in such clever ways to do what? Inspire us. And through that we would reach higher aspiration, and that we would actually engage in doing application to what? To recognize, to acquire, or to acquire. But then they would sort of laugh, knowing that it was sort of a foolery, because that which we sought to acquire and so desperately wish to seek, all we had to do is to sit upon our seat. Look within, and we will see that which we were grasping at was right there with me. And they would say, sit and rest and look within. Stop chasing your tail like a dog going round and round. When will you do that, and when? And they would say, as Tilopa says, when should we relax? Relax right now. Right this moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Thich Nhat Hanh, peace in every step, peace in every breath. rest. The phrase that runs through my mind is from an old Broadway play. Stop the world. I want to get off. So maybe for a moment, the spinning of your world, spinning, going around, world, samsara. So the code becomes, may I stop, but there is the rub. May I. Where is the I that must stop? If there is no I to stop and it deconstructs, then what world is there to get off and who is there to stop? I hope you catch this double meaning and twisted way of going, seeming, and look within this very moment, remembering Toko Rinpoche, Lama Kazi, Jadu Rinpoche, look this very moment. Oh, looking. Who is looking? Who is looking? Where am I looking? What is the experience of looking? Lama Kazi, look to the looker and let go. Recognize there is no looker. There is no looking, nor is there anything to look at. Only a dream, an illusion, an apparition, a magician's trick, an echo. Breathe in, let go. And then before, no, as we continue, wanting to put your, my Diogo and Maria, who live in Portugal, and Diogo and Priscilla, who come from Portugal and join us. A friend of theirs just passed away, young person passed away, because there is no limit or no order. Who will come, when and why? How long? How? When will we die? The three uncertainties and the one certainty remain, that we all must transition. We all have to buy a ticket. In fact, I already have mine for that train. So today we will do the practices for the benefit of all sentient beings, all those who have deceased. May they be cleansed and purified. May their karmic repercussions be released. So we'll go through, as we do, we'll do upfront, Drugna Randro. The reason I was thinking about Drugna Randro, then I thought this concept, maybe I mentioned last week, seeding the clouds, the shower of blessings. If you want to make rain these days, sometimes they can seed the clouds. And seeding the clouds, the rain will come. So then I use that as in a metaforming way. Let's seed the clouds with compassionate beings who manifest as Drugna Randro. Drugna Randro is standing, and Drugna Randro is ever present, waiting to come, which is not a good way to say. Drugna Randro is not waiting to come. Drugna Randro is ever present. Drugna Randro is within you at this very moment. Drugna Randro is your essence. The deity or the Buddha and the Bodhisattva of great compassion. So we want to seed the cloud. What is the cloud? It's a catchword for consciousness. to see the cloud of consciousness with what? With loving kindness and compassion. So those blessings will rain down on all sentient beings. We can use words, many, many, many words. But as it says, do not focus on the words, look at the actions. So I'm authorizing. My teacher says, I make proposal to you. I authorize you. He used to say another word, it'll come to me. I propose to you with authorization that each and every one of you, which we will do today, become Drupna Randro, because you are. So we're seeding the clouds of consciousness with, I thought, maybe 1,000 manifestations, 10,000, 10 million, 10 billion Drupna Randro throughout the totality of space. That the consciousness is waking up, and we can see the disturbing factors and we can see the non-disturbing factors. I think in time, the non-disturbing factor and the enlightened quality of loving kindness and compassion will come through. We must be part of that movement by planting the seed in consciousness where the blessings of rain, loving kindness and compassion will come down to all sentient beings. So you should, again, I like sitting on the porch doing Omani Padme Hung Ri or any practice at Shurjab Ling, Karning Shurjab Ling. There was 2 yogis, and they always sit on the step, visiting each other and turning the prayer wheel and Omani Padme Hung Ri. And I would see them all the time and stop, and we would talk. But even in the talking, they never stop Omani Padme Hung Ri. So as much as you can, maybe Omani Padme Hung Ri and your other practices, always keeping in mind the suffering of sentient beings, which we have made a vow to liberate, regardless of what our situation is, nothing compared to the immense suffering that others are now going through. This individual young person just died with children and wife and friends who now will mourn their passing. The individuals, now I know Boulder, I don't know exactly where, I probably know the supermarket in Boulder. I have history with Boulder for many years, when coming from New York and being at the university there, teaching, etc. Now, no place is sacred anymore, even though every place is sacred wherever we go. But now all of the families that have been affected by those deaths, the individuals, the karma and the repercussions that will come to this individual as a result of those negative actions, surely will bring about suffering for them as they have brought about suffering for others. We continue to have many challenges during these times. So I think it's important that we seed the cloud of consciousness, that we may not be able to, we are seeking to change things from without, but there's not real change until they change from within. Systems come and go, but it is not the system that allows us not to grow. It is us, it is our consciousness. And if consciousness that brings about perception and actions that create those realities does not change, you can create all of the systems you want. Things will remain the same. We can see that quite easily. But the moment you light one candle in a darkened room, the whole space is illuminated, isn't it? So in the same way, be that candle wherever you go, supermarket, driving, fast or slow. You're looking, Omani Padme Hung Ri, or there's doggy, Omani Padme Hung Ri. I see cat behind you, Omani Padme Hung Ri. You sneeze, Omani Padme Hung Ri. You're always blessing, blessing, blessing. You're seeding consciousness by putting out, and I'll use this sort of in a misspoken way, at a quantum level. Consciousnesses must change. the fabric that brings about the construct of what we call this dream-like state of reality has to change. As long as consciousness stays ignorant of its innate, intrinsic, primordial quality of enlightenment, we will continue to act in unenlightened ways that bring about suffering for self and others. So again, I make the proposal to you. In the practice of the Yidam and the deity yoga, the reason Druk may be easier for you to identify because it's standing, holding flower, holding mala, the upala, flower of wisdom, and the crystal mala, right? Crystal clarity of mind, and the ever essence, radiant of the compassionate nature, flowing out in time for all sentient beings. So again, as we go through, you already have refuge, most of you. Even if you don't have refuge, it's okay. Now you see yourself as the deity. You transform yourself. When others see you, they see Master Z, they see Jampa, they see Pasam, Master Z, they see Dawala, they see even the little doggy I see going back and forth, which I just met the other day. I don't see those things. I see Bodhisattva, yogi, practitioner, right? The manifestation of the enlightened qualities of all of the Buddhas of past, present, and future, constructed in the form of Druk Narandro, deity of compassion. I pause. I hope you imprinted the thought. I will be that deity of compassion. No matter what, I will radiate and express the compassionate nature for the benefit of all sentient beings. Back to Toko Rinpoche. Aspiration. So maybe as we're now moving toward, my mind is interesting, aspiration to rise up. Ishwa, inspire us with the events of that life to rise up. Guru Rinpoche, rise up. All great masters, aspiration, rise up. Will you rise up today? Before this day is out, we must engage in actions of compassion, not contrive because, oh, I want people to think nicely of me and blah, blah, blah. No, don't even think of me, just bug. But better to engage in the actions that have great effect. But how the action was done and how it came about, no one knows. It is unseen. We disappear and only engage in the act. Breathe in, breathing out, and once again, rest. Today is also Sojong. I believe right at Sojong. Is that right, Lama? So we really, now you maybe understand when Rinpoche 2 hours, nothing, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, so much time. But all the teachers, Lisa said to me, don't do so long, because in the West, people are always looking at the watch, have to go here, have to go there, don't have too much time, right? I'll carve out the time. No, when time is fleeting, you want all of the time in the world, but it was gone, it would have given up its seating. So today is also, we do Drugna Randro, the great Buddha and Bodhisattva of compassion. And it is the admission and omission. What have I done that I shouldn't have done? And what should have been done that I should have done? So today is to reaffirm and reconnect. So we do the modified Narapunchuk, which is also these two things together are wonderful to do when someone has passed. To one, that may they receive the guidance and the blessings, instructions and support from Drugna Randro through the transitional time of the death to rebirth. Then, what is that they carry with them? We cannot carry everything that any of us have at this point. Someone else will make argument over it. He said, I could have that. She said, that belongs to me. Give me those shoes. No, that ring, that necklace was promised to thee. And they will argue and fight over and over. And we will have no clue because we will be gone. So again, what is it that will follow us? Our actions. Like a pebble into a still pond, the ripples will go out until that energy is diminished. So we carry our negative, our indifferent, and our positive manifestations of karma unfolding. And that acting as a wave moves us into the conditions and the circumstances of our next rebirth. So when we do these practices, we say we want to liberate the deceased and also cleanse and purify ourselves of all past negative karma, present negative karma, or obstacles, hindrances, defilements, negative karmic action, and disease born of mind. So what are those? There are many, many vows, but we don't have to go to extent, but just to start by reading what are the initial 12 that when one takes refuge. Take ultimate refuge only in the three jewels, Buddhadharma Sangha. Even though we say, Namo Lama Lakam Sojo, Sangha Lakam Sojo, Jo Lakam Sojo, Gena Lakam Sojo, then do not harm sentient beings. So I know it's so difficult now, getting the water, the weather is wet. So many little bugs, they want to come in, the worms come up on the porch, right? Or things like that. Do not harm them. And they even accidentally, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do. So having no intent to create harm, no awareness that you are about to create harm, and take no satisfaction in the harm that was created, even though there may have been some harm in the initial action, this lessens the karmic repercussion. We can talk more about this at some time at a time. Now, this is a tricky one, so don't misunderstand. Do not associate intimately with those who reject Buddha's teachings. It's telling us, choose your friends wisely, that's all. Respect all images of Buddha, which I know you do, even those that are poorly made. We always are saying when we go to the Dharma vendor, I want your best quality. And my colleague, he says, they are all of the best quality. There may be some that have greater artistry than others, but they're all of best quality. They're all the manifestation of the enlightened quality. Regard every letter as the actual jewel of Dharma. Respect all ordained persons as the actual jewel of Dharma, or even down to the most simple yogi. Go for refuge to, to the three jewels again and again, always remembering their good qualities. Offer the first portion of whatever is eaten or drunk to the three jewels, remembering their generosity. Encourage others to take refuge through skillful means. Take refuge 6 times a day, 3 times in the day, 3 times at night. So basically 2, 3 sessions, 4 sessions, practicing 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like His Holiness 6 hours, but in retreat 12 hours. Then dedicate every undertaking to the three jewels. Never forsake the three jewels, even at the cost of one's life or as a joke. Your 4 main vows, you are all Ginyan. Some Nakpa Ginyan, we go Nakpa Ginyan. So 1, we refrain from killing any sentient beings, refrain from taking what is not given, refrain from lying or deceiving others, refrain from partaking of intoxicants or that which would remove us from the recognition of the intrinsic enlightened nature. Refrain from engaging in inappropriate physical actions that may cause harm to yourself or to others. Then there's a whole series of others, the 10 non-virtuous factors, the 10 virtuous actions. Then for today, we will talk the 3 factors when one is engaging in non-conscious, the restoration or the reconnection of one's vows. Then there are 5 factors that must be there, either for it to be restored or for it to have been broken. The first one is, what is your motivation? Like, what was your motivation today? Me? Oh, get ready. I'm really looking forward to sitting down and doing puja. Oh, I have to go quick. Don't talk too much because the time is always tick, 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 tick. Right here, I'm always listening to this ticking. Isn't it funny, these words, tick tock? I don't even, would someone remind me, tell me, what is tick tock? I don't know. So what is your motivation this morning? And then the perpetrating the act. So if one has negative motivation and perpetrating the action arises from that motivation, then we're going to have some difficulty. Then are you conscious? Are you conscious of the action? So Lama Kazi Rinpoche says, are you conscious? Are you aware? I hope so. Otherwise, I'm sitting and talking to a screen or a room full of cops, maybe zombies. You all stand up. Too many Walking Dead. Then the next one, what was the result of the act? Did you accomplish the intention of your actions, good, bad, or indifferent? And the last one, the satisfaction. Oh, I'm glad I did so-and-so, good, bad, or indifferent. So at least those should be kept as a reminder that one is restoring. So last thing once, take a breath in again, breathing out, rest, look within. Recognize within your own intrinsic nature at this very moment the primordial essence and nature, emptiness and clarity conjoined together. The essence of the mind of all of the Buddhas, past, present, and future in time. Guru Yoga, to link your mind with that of Guru Rinpoche, to link your mind with that of our teacher who is going into 100-day retreat again. All the great Tokos and Rinpoches send their blessings. Link your mind. And from that we say, most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Namo Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho. Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho, Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho, Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho. Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho, Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho, Chola Kabsocho, Genu Lakabsocho, Lama Lakabsocho, singular Kabsocho. Cholaga dojo, get a naga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, get a naga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, get a naga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, get a naga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, get a naga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, cholaga dojo, lama laga dojo, zanga laga dojo, Lama Laga Dojo, Sanga Laga Dojo, Cholaga Dojo, Sentient beings, as I said earlier, are infinite. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are infinite. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Then you visualize the Bodhisattvas of the Mahayana and of the elders, the Theravada tradition, the Bodhisattvas and the Arhats standing. Again, we invoke their blessings to bring auspicious endings to whatever it is that we endeavor to do. And what we endeavor to do is to be a benefit to all sentient beings. Zambek Harbar Hidra Pandambar Mundar Mumba Daje Tatajen Lubu Taba Tadra Tata Zenje Chande Nado Deba Yeje Jiba Zura Braba De Zanjan Dumbe Taje Batewa Dewa Zeba Gila Tata Zamba Junur Badin Doje Genret and Wadumbo Jambe Zaye Nimbo Dimba Nambasa Nanga Nimbo Bato Yuba Doji Baga No Namai Doje Nam Daje Baje Jo Jamzo Zamba Gila Tazalo Renzen Dojo Daji Toye Donzo Yomo Nomala Nenda Dondon Bunzo Bareru Binyo Dojo De Renden Dojo Jinge Dojo Jizo Jenwa Yunbe Babe Taji Lambo Gela Zazalo Zamba Jumbo Jumjo Jemego Nendo Donda Bagi Bundo Duma Neja Namdo Jete Mate Buda Yuzu Nyanda Dunda Dote Mewa Dudro Dote Zazo Jite Gide Taje Junde Dowa Dado Tenje Juma Zundola Yenda Chewa Juma Zundone Dundun Belma Zendo Nejedu Taje Tele Bonzo Zumbazo Dado Tenje Chewa Zundola Yenda Chewa Zunzene Dundun Belma Zendo Nejedu Taje Tele Ajo Dende Jawa Jumbo Na Gede Jawa Jawa Jundoye Jundo Bebe Zendo Yetendu Taje Tete Bunzon Sonpa Jonam Jele Gede Don Tete Son Kula Kumbo Ganjamba Jumbo Tige Son Dowa Tata Sampai Sange Doda Gidola, Zanda Nebo Jigeba, Baba Dane Kabjuji, Jirab Nende Najebe, Zombe Jenze Dondo Da Zange Dondo Negete Zombe Jenzo Zemge Do Jeze Namga Nambada Dowa Jeze Negopa Jeze Doje Nego Ne Dowa Danga Zawa So Jonam Jele Gede Jon Dejon Jeze Zebezo Gula Gumbo Ganyemba Jejon Jembo Degezo Doa Dada Zamba Ye Zange Doda Yedona Jenja Nebo Jige Ba Daba Dane Jira Nende Dande Be Sombe Jenje Doda Zange Dodo Nege De Zombe Jenja Zange Do Jeze Nanga Namba Dan Doba Jeze Nego Ba Deze Doje Nego Ne Doba Daga Zawa So Jonam Jele Gene Jon Dedo Jede Jede So Wula Gumbo Ganye Ba Jenjo Jembo Dege Doa Dabda Zamba Ye Zange Doda Ye Dola Janjo Nebo Jige Ba Daba Dade Gazu Jira Nanje Danje Be Zombe Jende Zondoda Sange Dondo Nege De Zombe Jendo Zange Do Jeze Nanga Nabada Doa Jeze Nego Ba Jeze Doje Nego Ne Doa Daga Zawa So all phenomena arise from their causes. Their causes are explained by the Buddha. Cessation of these causes too are taught thus by the great sage. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge, your aspiration, to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach and recognize full enlightenment. Enthused by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind for full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain and dispel the misery, suffering, and the causality of the ignorance and the desire and the anger and the hatred and the killing in this world through loving kindness and compassion. So as I said earlier, again, these thoughts, first, we must seed our own consciousness so that the basic goodness that's intrinsically inherent within showers down for the benefit of all sentient beings. But that quality is already there, ever present. It's merely that through conceptuality of conditioning, we have blanketed it with a shadow so it does not shine brightly through. We want to poke holes in the paper so that the rays of light come through. Let your basic goodness come through. When you find yourself shielding yourself from that, reopen again, even when things are difficulty and they descend upon you. You go, oh, my discomfort at this moment does not matter in the scope of the vastness of sentient beings who suffer way beyond I. Why should I be so ego-centered and self-cherishing and only thinking about I, when others at this very moment will die, will suffer, will be killed, will struggle? Please seed the cloud of consciousness with basic goodness. In the same way, when the Buddha discovered, I must not teach just because they don't care. Indra, you must teach because there are those who will care. Tayata omene mene ma mene yeso 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 Omene mene ma mene yeso mene 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 mene ma mene yeso Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane yezoa mane mane yezoa mane mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane yezoa mane mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane yezoa mane yezoa mane mane yezoa mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane yezoa mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane zomene mane zomene mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane zomene mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane mahamana yezoa mane mane. Zomene mane mahamana zomene mane zomene mane. Zomene mane zomene mane zomene mane zomene mane. Zomene mane mahamana yezoa. To receive the blessings, self and others, and then to practice the Tonlen. And Tonlen first, at the first level, is really about our opening, our becoming in contact with the compassionate nature by moving from self-cherishing, self-centered I-ness to others. I will give out all of my wonderful qualities of merit, happiness, blessing, and fortune in the form of loving kindness and compassion to other sentient beings. And then I will take in all of their negativities into my heart space, directly into the lotus, into the sun, and into the lotus, into the moon, into the which is ever radiant. Practice the Tonlen for the benefit of others. Giving and taking begin. Count the outgoing breath. And as you breathe out, the motivation and your intentions have come to pass. And like water being poured from a glass, the essence of the Buddha's mind and your mind become one and the same. rest in the unity of emptiness and clarity remain. Breathing out. Lama ye jerika the didro wa dinner wa sho. Dimba jan de da joa bunzon zumba jabren de zimde yonjo de and get them by it. Joa ji sake kero to june. Don't want to ba de ne shela go sho. Some of you may have been in contact with Mr. Sakya from Patan. And you may have acquired one of his statues or will acquire. But as we were talking, and he said to me, wherever you see Buddhist person, especially if we're talking in all Buddhist traditions, he's talking to another colleague. If someone sees you practicing, two friends may be walking and they see you practicing, and one says to the other, what are they doing? And the other one says, they're practicing for the benefit of all sentient beings. You can say hello to them. It won't bother them. They're not in some deep meditation of dislocation, of disassociation. When you see Buddhist person practicing, ever present through aspiration. So please be like that. Wherever you go, you'll know my sole intent. Even at the relative level, we must take care of ourselves. But at the primordial ground, always for the benefit of others. So now our international flavor has joined us all the way from Estoril, from by the sea in Portugal. So Diego Dugo-san, you must know that we've already stated that we do this practice for the one who has deceased, and for those that you know are quite sick right now and are having difficulty, and for the wife and children and all of the friends, we make this practice. Gudur Gando Mambo Gurge Jazudari Junjila Jezazo Guru Pama Gurge Juji Nazaza Bema Geza Dumbula Nazen Juji Guru Bema June Zazura Gudur Gando Mambo Gurge Jazudari Junjila Jezazo Guru Pama Urgyen Samten Bema Geza Dumbula Nazen Joji Gudune Bema June Zazura Gudu Ando Mambo Gurge Zazuda Drugi Junjila Jezazo Guru Pema Imao Jojo Jogi Gengi Zengabso Joni Dozum Gaga Mebegan Jojo Dojo Jewa Tempo Naga Sendo Doje Tore Lama Joge Gola Zuwade Urgyen Nela Zuwade Dejen Durge Jumbe Zengabso Gonjon Yundan Yuden Drendege Yejer Yenden Jewa Tebego Doji Zedra Nezo Zorda Lama Lozo Kula Zuwade Urgyen Nela Zuwade Meje Dunde Mesentamzo Doji Jumbo Joe Talanjar Galar de Bergi Tondo Tetan Macho Tata Tanzoge Mama Rubegula Zuwade Urgyen Nela Zuwade Kunjon dozo gera zira zen, bema gera nina zuzo nana duna gazozo, kada lama nala zuwade, zene zebe dorje dune na, doje nondro nobe dorga via, nondro dombe dombe dozo ge, kode kurye zobe lonjenda, rime ozo shala zuwade, sejen kuje dona jese de, rime ozo yengdo dozo Uza nunje namge najoba, jeme limbe jalazo wade. Dunjun kunge bema jenege, zede dubo kuzo guru. Sange nembe rindu pechunjun, kunjun jembe la so wade. Omen jogi yinge podana, duzo samge kuje kuduge, rinzem dugu kundu tujebe, zowe name nanla so wade. Riromen jogi yogi bodando dozo sange goji gozuke renzem gogo gozo danze bazo we lame shala sowade kewa kundu yonda lama dan rume togi bala bojo den sata damje wanjo nezu doji jinje govando doso ze uma 3 times. Read the channel. Both channels. Center channel. Now this white channel. Om ah e u rebe rebe he he ola nga this channel. Kaka gaga nga za 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 nga da 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 da. Ba 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 ma yo wa jaga zuri ja center channel. Ome dama hito kara wa hito ga ta hayo wa ta 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 yoro wa e pa me ne ma samana so ha Ze badra samaya sa sa om ritsa ranande bhavada yesoha. Ze badra samaya za bam om badra amrita kundele hana hana om he. Ranje de ozo tobe lama da neso be konje joge gabo lunjon dutse garyo neza wa nebe gowa don genam da baza sama za Jugna Randro is in front of you. Sange do dan joge jonala janjo badro da ne kapuje dachi zenzoge peso nage Jola benze zange jo bajo zange do dan joge do na ba janjo badro da ne kapuje dachi zenzoge peso nage jola benze zange jo bajo zange do dan joge do na ba Chenju bajo da ne kapuje dachi zenzoge peso nage jola benze zange jo bajo za mu ba mo zoje na rana temba du right corner om baja maha shri araga ro dene toje torwa good good Om Sarva Suto Sarva Dhamma Sube Suto No Dume Dende Dende Rumbo Jene Jen Gejerwe Nando Dharma Kado Doro Numbo Bonzo Sombo Dajan Gazo Jambo Go Soma hum, bume pate saparida radba zatsuma za sata na pate che tepa la cha namo sabata gata baye mishu mugube sabnu de sapa raname de kamma soha namo sabata gata baye mishu mugube sabnu de sapa raname de kamma soha Namo Zavada Dagadaba Yumiju Mugube Sab the Sapa Danenakam So ha Da da na de la do 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 da da de ge de da do do da da na de la do do de bo da da ba ge do do da de ge de da do do da da na de la do 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 da do 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 da do de ge de da do do bume pate galie da and then read the Toma if you have. Zomba zama hazre harago dene doji tu wao goji use ram yan zarba zuto zarba dharma sube zuto tome dende rando jene jen geje we nondo dorba gado doro dumbo bonzo sumbo daje gaso jenbo go oma hum Sarubutoraga Sarasa, Sarubutoraga Sarasa, Sarubutoraga Sarasa, Saba Begene, Nomo Saba Dataga, the Bayamishu Mugude, Saba Tatmokete Zaparana, Hiram Ham, Grihana, Hiram Balinda, Daye, Soha. Saba Megane, Nomo Saba Dataga, the Bayamishu Mugube, Saba de Saparana, Grihana, Hiram Balinda, Daye, Soha. Saba Megane, Nomo Saba Dataga, the Bayamishu Mugube, Saba Datamnakete Zaparana, Hiram Grihana, Hiram Balinda, Daye, Soha. Urgyen Samten Ling Gonpa, Tuba Puji, Dorje, Dorje, Gonda Tuba Puji, Dorje, me bedamba damba, medawa Puji, me danda, Dewa Nese Benela, Namba Puji. Urgyen Samten Dewa Gonda Tuba Puji, Dorje, Dorje, Gonda Tuba Puji, Dorje, me bedamba damba. Medawa Goji, Nirendanda, Dewa Nandas, Mela, Namba Goji, Sinjan Janje Jovada, Dova Goda, Dova Goji, Dunganda, Gunda Dova Goji, Dunga Me Bedan Bajan Bada, Medawa Goji, Nirendanda, Dewa Nandas, Mela, Namba Goji. Sashi, Koji, Dorje, Medo Drum, regardless of Nide Sambagi. Singers in the Medo Bobaye, Dorgan no Senda Zuba Show, Yedon Rana, Mandrila, Kan, Nedata, Yame, Sashi, Koji, Jojo, Medo Drum, regardless of Nide Sambagi, Singers in the Medo Bobaye, Dorgan no Senda Zuba Show, Yedon Rana, Mandrila, Kan, Nedata, Yame, Sashi, Koji, Jojo, Medo Drum, regardless of Nide Sambagi. Singers in the Medo Bobaye, Dorgan no Senda Zuba Show. Idon randa madrila kam nedata ya me zombadru zata samaya manopalaya mazuzata denova Dudogaya Magova Dudogaya Magova Naratu Magova Dova the Megaya Zarama Zudum Arada Gada Laru Manemazo and Zona Samaya To establish the boundaries. So you're saying Vajra, Raksha, Zola, Mongpe. Vajra, Raksha, Zola, Mongpe. Then you invite, please, Drugna Ranjo, you must come. I make seat for you. Vajra, Sama, ya, Dorje, Jenje, Dola, Jenre, Zela, Zova, Jino, Dawa, Jenge, Jen, Inejo, Babe, Gunraji, and Radra, Jiri, Runedra, and do, ne, Now you fulfill your destiny. This is your destiny. How could it not be? Because if it was not so, then you would not be here. Now you are the deity, Drugna Randro, ever present and standing to advance for the benefit and support and protection and the guidance of all sentient beings. And many dakas and dakinis, they come with special fruits and jewels and clothing and offering, and many things they come. Not that we don't need, but they're merely paying respect. Om Bhadra Adam Padam Pute Dute Loge Gande Devati Shata Duta Shata Nande Rasha Se Bashe Dhanvadata Puja Ho Mane Peme Hum Om Mani Padme 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 Hum. So we can think that the Drugna Randro is standing or right on the head of the deceased, guiding them, comforting them, protecting them, supporting them. All sentient beings receiving the same. You are the deity. In your heart space is lotus. Upon a sun and a moon disk cushion sits the seed syllable Ri. You can see it as H-R-I. And then surrounding it is Om Mani Padme Hum. As it moves clockwise, we recite the seed syllable at the end, Om Mani Padme Hum Ri. Multicolored rays of light go out to each and every realm of the sentient beings, liberating them, awakening them, cleansing and purifying them. Om Mani Padme Hum Ri, Om Mani Padme Hum Ri, Om Mani. Zomane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry, Zomane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry. Zomane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry. Zomane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry. Zomane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry, Omane Peme Hungry. Zomare beme hungre omare beme omare beme Zomare beme hungre omare beme hungre omare beme omare Zomare beme hungre omare beme omare Zomare beme hungre omare beme Zomare beme omare Zomare beme hungre omare beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane Zomane beme hungre Zomane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme 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 omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme hungre omane beme omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane Zomane beme Zomane beme hungre omane Zomane beme hungre omane omane Zomane beme hungre omane omane Zomane beme omane beme hungre omane omane beme hungre omane beme Zomane beme hungre omane beme omane 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 beme omane beme So remember, you are the deity, and from your heart, from the wisdom deity, the wisdom Jnana Sutra ray, the brilliant rays of light go out for the benefit of all sentient beings. Yi wu re 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 ye ye ho na ka ka na ta 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 na ta 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 na ta 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 na ba 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 ma ya wa la wa sha ga za ga sha om ba da da na ya na no ba ya ba da da na ba So now go to the inexpressible absolute confession. I may need 10 minutes of your time to go over a little bit, but you could imagine for those who are suffering, for those who have died, if they could give 10 minutes to be relieved from their pain, 10 more minutes of life, they would easily give. But we ask the living for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We feel put upon, oh, I have to go here, I have to go there. But coronavirus changed all of that, my dear. Now you're just happy. I can breathe in, I can breathe out. I'm not laying and being sequestered onto the couch. So 10 minutes is nothing if we have to go over. I do not wish, like Puck said, to offend. So then we say, Yeji Girdu Tajo Tabye to Sepa Gu Baja Sama Yasa. Then the Dorje Simpa and all of the peaceful and wrathful deities appear before us. Dorje Naja Dorje Naja Ba Dorje Nada Dorje Dozo Jume Zara Naja Jaje Go Deje Dorje Dorje Dozo Dorje 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 La Suto Jede Gula Jaza Lo Neje Dorje Gonje Dorje Gonje Tomba Lama Dorje Nere nanda donje dondo do jena tawe tonde teso to nyujen donje donje baba ba dewa dedo nanda donje dondo neba dondo neba nebe donje sange dedo jen sange donje donje nange je jona rada dedo oza jen Nanjo yende nonjo de be dame to de tamba to de do kunjo joje yende do wa da de ne ne donde do ma de ya do na senje donde ma de ne donde tamba do ba de ne me donde tombo se na donde tu pago jene tamba donde na donde me tamba de jemba danda donde tamba tombo doje namo doje zonge de rikpa doje tuga ya doje Gardo jone jone jeme je tomba no maboda mado jone dande jone so la jone tamde ma jone dande jone me bazo pago jone dande bondo zo jone jone toma jone danda ke tamba tadu jone sange Lama dole doma doma je doma dole duzo dole dongo dona nando dona doje taga damde dene je dane damba dona damde na damde dojo doje je nozo dome done damba damba dona tende tuje madoza Dajo Rondo Done Delayi Lojo Done Dondo Doma Dede Mamba Done Wala De Jana Dede Done Deba Zo Done Dondo Are Munde Done Danda Dada Doba De Nando Done Dade Doba The Damsirim Guru Hum Ha O Bhagavan Savadadagata Brahmanim Zavadavana Zaduadum Badu Zadu Samayamana Vadaya Badu Zadu Zanavadi Zudugaya Nabua Zudugaya Anarata Nabua Zavadavayati Zudum Sirim Guru Hum Ha O Bhagavan Savadadagata Brahmanim Zavadavana Samayamana Manovadaya Badruzaru Denova, Dedidamabua Zogaya, Zogaya, Zudum Zirum Guru Hum, O Bhagavazavada, Dedidamabua Zogaya, Zogaya, Zudum Zirum Guru Hum, O Bhagavazavada, Manovadaya Badruzaru Denova, Dedidamabua Zogaya, Zenum Zenum Guru Hum Ha O Bhagavan Zavada Yadu Manovadaya Badruzaru Denova, Dedidamabua Zogaya, Guru Hum Ha O Bhagavan Zavada Yadu Baduzaru Denova, Zedum Zedum Guru Hum Ha 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 O Bhagavan Zavada Dagata Zamayamana Vadaya Badruzaru Nenova Dedidum Anaradu Mabua Zavadi Mebea Zaruga Madu Zedum Zedum Guru Hum Ha 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 O Bhagavan Zavada Dagata Badrum Vindivana Azamaya Zatu. So you should imagine or visualize that the Dorje Sempa is with your friend, the deceased, guiding, protecting, blessing them, cleansing, and purifying. Om Badu Zato Hum, 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 Om Badu Zato Hum. Om Badu Zato Hum, Om Badu Zato Hum, Om Badu Zato Hum. Om ah yi u re be 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 e o aranga ga 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 sa 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 nya da 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 na da 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 na ba 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 ma ya wa la wa ya ga sa ra sha om ba da 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 ma ya ma nu ba da ya ba da 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 no ba da 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 ma go wa du go ga ya ma go wa ana da da ma go wa do de de ne be ya da da ma da ne de dum de go ro hom ha ha ho ba ga wa da 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 ya da da na sa ma ya ga su 통해다나 해도다가 해도다가 다야 와도드린다 이러면서 대문에는 막 가만나 좋아 자제 미주 저배 견주주 아마 이저저저저저라 란저 조제 견제 dom바로 Badruzatu Samaya, Mano Palaya, Badruzatu Denova, Mebova, Sudogaya Mebova, Zubogaya Mebova, Anaratu Mebova, Salva Sidi Mibraya, Zaragama Zudame, Sedum Sedum Guru Hung, ha ha ha, Bhagavan, Sada Dada Gada Baduman, and the Baba Maha Samaya Tatu. Then still for the deceased, the Dhammapalas. Namo Guru Be, Namo Guru Be, Namo Guru Be. Zviri Benza Haraka, Rule Hojo. Dene Bajan, Damne Ranjam Gun, Tobe, Toje, Toje, Tojo. Damze, Yeje, Yeme, Tutse, Dren, Mize, Damge, Toge, Kodoro. Uze, Zoma, Zoma, So the deceased did not have long life in this life. So may their life be long and auspicious in their coming life. May we also receive the blessings of auspiciousness so that we can complete our aspiration in this life. Sri 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 Nama Tanye Tanye Tejo Toba Mejo Toba Chemetu Daden Wange Toba Bajeza Pema Tene Toba Gap Dadon Gabo Zoda Toba Mejoa Tazo Gajen Pajizo Genje la gente me doso. Oh, Mama Renee, Zewa Daye Guru Badma Toria Bunda Jana Anjo Sibe. Oh, Mama Renee, Zewa Guru Badma Toria Bunda Jana Anjo Sibe. Om Mama Renise Madaye Guru Dhamma Doya Jana Jana Anja Sri Sri Sri. Dusu Sumge Guru Randoje Guru Randoje Vajan Boja Baje Kunzu Dudu Boza Soba Dozo Janjela Dozo Jinanzo Webade Jovada Samba Luge Jova Janjelo Dusu Sumge Guru Randoje Guru Kanda Vajan Boja Baje Kunzu Dudu Boza Soba Dozo Janjela Dozo Jinanzo Webade Jovada Samba Luge Jova Janjelo Dusu Sumge Guru Randoje Guru Kanda Vajan Boja Baje Kunzu Dudu Boza Soba Dozo Janjela Dozo Jinanzo Webade Jovada Samba Luge Jova Janjelo Duzu Guru Rinpoche Guru Kanda Vajan Boja Baje Kunzu Dudu Boza Soba Dozo Janjela Dozo Jinanzo Webade Jovada Samba Luge Jova Janjelo Uma Baja Guru Dhamma Sede 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 Zuma Baja Guru Dhamma Sede Uma Baja Guru Sede Zuma Baja Guru Sede Uma Baja Guru Sede Soma Homba de la Mazari, Soma Homba de la Mazari, Soma Homba de la Mazari, Soma Homba de la Soma Homba de la Soma de la Soma Homba de la Soma de la Om
Suma Hum Daja Guru Bhama Sri Badru Satu Samaya Manobhadaya Badru Satu Denova Detuda Nabova Sudogaya Nabova Zubogaya Nabova Anarada Nabova Sava Siri Mebraya Zorana Zidane Siddham Siddham Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Saradata Badruna Nimuzavente Bhavana Ha Sanaya Satu Ha Se Hum Hum Se Rest your mind. Just 5 minutes. Remember, there will come a time when you'll wish, oh, I had 5 minutes. I only had 5 more minutes. We mingle our mind with that of the deceased. May they be comforted and guided, supported, liberated. Whatever they may be going through, recognize it is just a dream. Has no solidity in and of itself. Let go, let be. Recognize the dawning of the clear light and merge. Either Dawa Chen you will be, or choose a favorable rebirth. Right? Open your eyes so you can see. Make a choice and fly to your new destination and be free. Rest. Bring your hands into the gesture of tranquility, equanimity. And the 6 guardians, gatekeepers, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. What they let through are just apparitions, reflections, like a ghost. Oh, here comes the magician. Do not be fooled by what arises, dwells and ceases. It is fleeting like a flash of lightning in the sky. Let go, let be, Long Chenpa says to us. Awaken, do not be fooled by the gatekeepers. They too are intrinsically empty and have no substance. They're only apparitions, empty. Breathing out. Gyowaji nuju jugna randro duju ne doma nuju nanupa. Sinishila kuba sho. Genre wimwa gangwa sengan so baten towa pando towa ne. Ten reds and one tenzon ganzo jebe gazo pando ten gochi. Lumed gane gazo tenjo gimbo gonjo mado rinpoche. Jebe mizer gazo latene lazen dudu taten tachen so. Umso desenge benzenge bubule nide gazo juna demba yi demba bendo ne joba na se bendo zenge zundo ne den jena mese kuku gajo. Doran gazo jende jogoji. Now then the Mego said Nambadam, the Yamio Wadiki Yovada, Taju Mando Janda Dundune, Dunduzunge Solajo Bajo, Timbe Bagula Meche, Duzingi Puzid in your laga, Timbe Nunduno Taju Bagi, Dumba Urina Peda Shisho, Zetu Denze Bedenjin on Jimba, Zedru Dembe Nandazin Medan, Sumena Medemba Zedeba, Zedru Duzungum Bezin Guji, Gendo, Keba namba meba ye kone kondu da boso. Gazok da ye don we don dojo, goyen dojo, jembe she dojo, nadra repa, de mekan zodo. Dumbarum da da ye da le sho. Daya da unga de gate, better zunga de bodhisoa, daya da munga de gate, better zunga de bodhisoa, daya da munga de gate, better zunga de bodhisoa. Let go of what is past. Let go of what may come. Let go about thinking about what is happening right now. Don't try to figure anything out. And don't try to make anything happen. Relax right now. Let go, let be, and rest. These are the instructions we give to the deceased. Recognize this very moment. And from wherever you may be, let go, flee. Do not stay among the rest. The dawning of the clear light will come in an instant. Recognize, open and be with that as you come back for your next reprise. Take a breath in, please. Breathe out. Just a closing thought. Like terracotta soldiers in the China, but instead they're all Dugna Randros standing. All Dugna Randos are standing, radiating loving kindness and compassion for the benefit of all sentient beings. Every day, myself included and you. Often, whatever we see is the manifestation of the deity. Whatever we hear is the sound of the mantra of the deity. Whatever we think is the enlightened mind of the deity. Every day you sit, maybe, Om Mani Padme Hum Ri, Om Mani Padme Hum Ri. Remember, conscious seeding of the clouds. So the showers of loving kindness and compassion can rain down on all sentient beings, and the change we so desperately seek will be arranged. The time goes so quick. It's just begun. Oh my goodness, we have to end. Always under the gun.
Don't say gun. I don't want to see guns. No more guns. Eradicate. Melt them down and make art. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, may you all have peace and happiness day. May you all be blessed as you each go your individual ways. Gyaltsen,